Is a prenup a sign of not trusting your partner?
I would look. I will say yes. However,
Okay, hold on.
hold up,
Before
hold up.
before you kick back, no, I got a couple of more. Just
Okay,
is putting penalty clauses for infidelity in there not trustworthy of your partner.
if you're already signing the prenup, then the penalty clauses already fall underneath the yes.
Okay, so that's how I got my girl. We agreed. I told her because she had the same argument. She's like, "You don't trust me." It's like, I trust you, but anything is possible. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Right.
know. Like, I don't handcuff my girl. She don't handcuff me. We don't go through each other's phones. We all have the equal opportunity to cheat and hide that shit better than anybody's business.
Right. That's
Right?
the risk you take when you're in a relationship.
That's the risk. And because of that risk, I'm gonna always DNA test my kids. Okay.
All
Now,
right.
she wanted me to do a prenup, and I'm like, nigga, you don't have that much more, more than me. Like, I'm not with you for money. I don't ask you to pay my bills or do nothing like that. Um,
Hold up.
I
She
didn't have.
wants you to sign a prenup and you have a
Yes,
problem with that.
yes, because I'm like, I didn't get with you for. It'd be different. Like, you had $1 million and you was sporting me and everything else. Yeah, but I'm like, I ain't tried to live off of you ever.
Right.
Even when I was unemployed, I borrowed money
Chino, are
from
you seeing what I'm seeing here?
Yep.
Okay.
family not to lean on her, right?
Right.
So at this point, my actions prove that I ain't after your money, right?
Right.
And it's not that much money.
Right.
And we're sharing expenses and buying a house and all sort of shit anyway.
Right.
Two, my principles, I've been married and been divorced. I didn't try to take the other wife for anything. And
Right.
she had shit I could have took because she was making more money than me at the time,
Right.
right? So I'm like, nothing in my character says that I would go after you like that or try to jip you in a divorce or
Right. So
trying to
you
leave
want
you.
so before I get into
No,
the
but
evolutionary
let me
paradigm.
finish. Let me
Okay.
finish. She was like, I was like, if you want me to sign that, then I want any kid the baby produced to be DNA tested. And she
Right.
was like, okay.
All right.
So we're in agreement.
Right. So
I'm gonna put it in the prenup.
right. So here I'm gonna say this first, and then I'm gonna go into the evolutionary explanation of what you just described.
Hmm.
First off, you want her to consider your character,
Yeah.
but you're not willing to consider hers.
Sex has too many dynamics to it. It's more.
Again, you want her to consider your character, but you're not willing to consider hers.
Yeah.
Okay. Second, the evolutionary explanation is you literally just described the uh, resource replication paradigm of all humanity.
You keep saying it like it's the wrong thing.
No. See, but this here's where I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying this is the thing that a lot of people try to deny is the truth, right? Where women are seeking resources to take care of their young, and men are trying to spread their seed to, spread their genetic legacy and have it live on because nature is a fucking numbers game. The
Okay.
more kids you
I have a
have,
question.
the more likely your genetics are going to carry on into the future.
Yeah, that's what
I have a,
all living, reproducing things do.
Right.
I have a question.
Yeah.
prenuptial agreements.
Yes.
So could you could you have a prenuptial agreement that has nothing to do with
Money.
infidelity?
Yeah. You put
Uh, but
basically,
has, hold on,
basically,
but has, or not even about division of assets, but more so like I'm just protecting what I have. That way,
well, well,
I can't get sued for it. You can't get sued for it.
in most cases, like in California, it's 50-50 state, but the rules I do believe in, the expert over here can tell me. Um, it's the anything you have before the marriage is not considered when you divide the marriage. So if I bought a house before I got married, she can't be entitled to that house if we got divorced. She might be entitled to something if she invested in the home and made it better, like pay for the paint job or redecorating or whatever the fuck. Then
which
there might be,
which 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 the court might just have you pay for,
yeah, yeah,
because there's really like, unless you go into starting to remove it and give it to her, it's
yeah,
probably the better option to just
yeah.
pay for whatever
Or
investment
or,
she made in the
or
house.
let me make it more simpler. Say
Like,
I
she won't
own a
get the whole house, but you'd have to pay for
yeah,
whatever improvements she made
or let's say
on the house.
I own a Picasso before I met her.
Right.
She can't take the Picasso from me. So for
No, the
me,
Picasso's yours.
yeah, so for me, like the rules that are in play, like me and neither one of us have a whole bunch, right? So anything we get from this point forward is going to be community property, and I believe in dividing community property 50-50. I don't believe in alimony, no matter who's fucking paying it. Like, take your half and peace out. So for me, the current laws already play to what I believe in, right? And where me and her stand, right? Um, a prenup doesn't really, because she wants some like penalty clause for cheating or some shit like that. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. You cheat, you cheat. That don't mean I should get less, you know? Like
Mhm.
I'm entitled to what I'm entitled to. What I'm losing if I cheat is the relationship. That's it. You know. But writing a prenup just means you set your own rules for the split opposed to the state's rules. And you can craft those however you like. And
Gotcha.
honestly, I believe I believe that the prenup should just be a nuptial. So like when you read your vows and all that shit should be written in a contract that you have to sign and live by.
Here's a problem I have with this whole idea, is that
Marriage is a felt faulty institution that should be dismantled.
no, I think one, marriages should have, like, 2, 4, and 6 year contracts, and then you renew
Yes,
after
we
that.
we
I mean,
we discussed
Like
that. We
right,
leases.
did
we've
discuss.
discussed that many times, right? And we actually pointed out to an Instagrammer who probably listens to the podcast, since we have such few listeners, brought up the same fucking situation. Homeboy thought of it first. Um,
Yeah,
but
I saw that shit too.
but how are we going to begrudge women when they're looking out for themselves financially, but we're not going to take accountability for wanting them to be honest about who our kids are?
No, man, what you just say?
Meaning, why do we begrudge women for wanting the bag to be able to take care of themselves and the kid that you plan on abandoning should you find out that, they're not yours? Why should we begrudge them that financial security when you wanted the genetic security?
Well, I don't know because I've only recently gotten to the space where I wanted a kid. So any other time in my life that I would have had a kid, it would have been on the accord of the woman wanting one.
Wait,
And
ask
you
your
and you
question again, homeboy.
Yeah.
Why
Hmm?
should we begrudge women for wanting the bag?
Yeah. Why should we begrudge women for wanting some sort of financial security when they're the ones that are going to
Uh,
get stuck raising a kid?
I don't begrudge women wanting some level of security for their children. Never said that. I believe in child support. I don't believe in the amounts of child support that some dudes get who are mega rich. I think there should be caps and limits on that shit. You know.
Now, I'm actually going to agree with Hay Jones on maybe the law should require paternity tests
Yeah.
on the kids.
Yeah.
I'm with that. I'm with that because one, it avoids a lot of emotional harm that'll be done on the kid in the
Thank
future.
thank you for driving around because I know some of those kids and they are pissed. They
Yeah.
stop talking to parents that deceived them. They stopped talking to family members who knew the secret and didn't say
Just
anything.
like these two kids that are on that fucking show.
Yeah. Some of them have grown up with everybody around them knowing and treating them differently within the family because they're racist. You see what I'm saying? So in one instance, a friend is half white, half Latino.
so
Um,
he's white.
yeah, well, you know, but
Mm,
the father's from Mexico,
right.
and the person he thought was his father, which was his mother's wife, cheated and got back with the husband, and then found out she was pregnant. The husband was just a solid dude and was like, "All right, we don't want you looking bad, so I'm gonna stay married to you and help you raise a kid, just for the optics." He raised a kid, but always treated that kid slightly different than all the other kids that he knew was his, and the whole
Mm.
family knew and kind of treated him different, right? Later on, hop on a DNA test, find out that your father is somewhere else and just died, or I don't know if he's alive or dead. But then you got all these other siblings you never knew about, family members you never had a chance to meet, grandmothers that may have passed away and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And so it can fuck with your identity. So I'm like, to minimize all that damage that can occur, you just DNA test everybody. And that solves the problem.
This is
You
where 23andMe fucked up. They should have fucking tried to get that government contract. They would not be declaring bankruptcy right now.
well, the other thing is a lot of some women who get pregnant, like young women or people who are just fucking around, right?
Yeah.
Having one night stands, they don't declare the father. And then they get on public assistance, and then later on they have to or whatever, and then the father is responsible for the funds that the mother took from the government. Yeah. So like I had a buddy, like I said, I think I said it in a text. Buddy of mine had a sexual relationship with a girl. Um, she vanished afterwards. Didn't see her for a while. Saw her again. She was pregnant. He was like, "Is that me?" She's like, "Nah, you good." 10 years later,
Oh man.
he get a letter from the government saying that he because she got on public assistance. They needed a father of record. She never put him on anything before. Um, so she had to. He had to do a DNA test, but he wasn't responsible because he was never declared. He wasn't responsible for the back pay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then he ended up having to pay child support, which fucked off. Like all of a sudden he has a kid that he has to take consideration for. Luckily, it all worked out. Him and the kid are great. He paid the money, all that shit, and the kid's an adult now. But you know what I'm saying? That kid missed out on grandparents that he didn't even live far from. You know what I'm saying?
Is that hold on?
Yeah.
Is that that's not? It seems to me that that's entirely the mother's fault for not telling the truth.
Yeah, because he asked her
You know,
straight up and got lied to. And
right?
so like there's always a lot of this paternity bullshit. And in the past, before we had these um tests, like the one friend I was telling you about, a lot of people, I don't know if you heard, but um the person I was talking about, his mom cheated, and then the husband decided to keep her, and then she found out she was pregnant, and he decided to raise the baby, but he treated that baby slightly different than all the kids he knew was his real kids.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And the overall family knew and kind of treated that kid a little off, you know,
Man.
on
Yeah.
the father side, because they like, you ain't one of us, you know. Um, and
And
so
that fucks a person up.
and that fucks a person up. So like to stop the fuck up, if you take the test late in life, you're bound to do damage. If you take it at the start, we never have to traipse in those fields. All the damage
Yeah.
is going to happen at the beginning and clear
You
out,
can
and
it's easier for you to
you
adapt
adapt.
when you're young
Yeah,
versus once you're
it,
old and you already set in your like once you set in your ways, man,
yeah.
and
It's
that
only
shit
going
happens.
it's only going to hit your parents. Your parents going
Yeah.
to argue
Don't
about that shit. They're going to figure it out, and then the course is going to reset itself.
isn't this the plot to the Matrix?
What?
Don't they say that? Don't they say that shit? Like, oh, we never awaken a mind that's too old.
Yeah,
Oh, I mean,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, in France has a policy that you can't take DNA tests, um, unless I think unless it's court ordered or some shit like that, because they don't want to break up families.
Cuz everybody
You
fucking
know,
over there.
Yeah,
yeah, they fucking a lot in France.
yeah,
The French may not fuck around, but they do fuck around a lot. And when they do, they fuck around a lot.
Oh no,
they don't,
man. Look, let me tell you what my biggest gripe is about the French. Okay, they don't wear. I've never experienced this personally, but you knowing me, I'm gonna fully admit that this is completely painted by my biases. But I heard they don't wear deodorant, and that pisses me off, and I don't want to be around them.
they like that natural scent.
Look,
Um,
you can be natural over there, away from me and my nostrils.
Well, that's why they fuck around so much. They know what they know they know they're giving in to that natural chemistry.
the
I mean, you
pheromones.
can be you can be natural and pheromones over there. I like it over here where it's clean and it doesn't stink. You know what I mean? Like, no, we're good. And when you couple that stinkiness with the fucking occluded R sounds, it sounds like they're pissed. I'm sorry, man. Like, if I'm sorry if you chick and you have bo and you sound like you're Russian when you're talking. I'm sorry. I, you need to be like sucking. Like, the head got to be right. You got to be Gluck 6,000 in order for me to consider you.
Oh shit! I was looking for this video. I found a video where the mother is requesting paternity tests because she don't want to pay child support.
What?
That's how bad it is. That's how bad it. I
Okay,
mean, the
that
lady,
What?
one that
the
one
lady.
I do not understand that one.
When I listened to it, because I didn't either. When I listened to it, um, I realized the issue was that she was insane.
Okay.
So like she was crazy, and I was like, you know, it was weird. Like the shit she put across was stupid.
You know what? If they made a show or a book out of that story, I would read the fuck out of it. I would watch it.
You mind if I take a detour, a little
I
tangent?
mean,
Hold up. Wait. Yes, because the next topic is tis the season. So yes, take the
Well,
detour.
I have another relationship topic.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, because I came across this one, and I think this girl's an idiot. All right, listen up. The caption reads, "He dumped me after 9 years, and now he wants to meet up to tell me something." No, this is not it. This is the wrong one. My bad. Darn it.
Yeah, like what's he possibly got to say to her that's news? Oh, I have HIV.
Nah, he broke up with her to date some other chick at his job after this chick kind of supported him and built him up, and then he was like, "You ain't on my level no more,"
Oh, well, I
and,
mean,
and then tried to get with the
So,
girl that was on his level, and she didn't want him, and now he wants to come back in.
yeah,
So
see,
that was
oh,
don't
so
do
what you're
that.
telling me
Never,
is
never
yeah.
do that.
Never do that. Never do that.
so what you're telling me is that he was the one who swung the branch, not her.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
The one I was looking for, it was the same people, but the story was uh a couple was together from when she was 15 years old. They've been together for 17 years. She leaves because he hasn't proposed to her, but she says the relationship was solid. They rarely argued and anything else, so she got no complaints on the actual relationship except for the fact that he hasn't proposed. But I'm like, he's 32, and a lot of times dudes gets married when they feel like they're mature enough to get married. When that time is right, if they're not forced in it through some other circumstances, right? Um, but I'm like, if he's living with you and y'all relationship is happy, there's no reason to change it unless things were going wrong. You know?
I can dig it. I think that's the same reason why Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell never got married. Right? They never got married, right?
Yeah, yeah. They never
No.
got married.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So that was thinking. All the girls was like, he wasted your time. You
I don't
should have
think
been gone.
marriage. Look, I don't think marriage should be a fucking goal
That's what I'm
at
saying.
all.
And then here's the thing:
yeah, it shouldn't
the
be.
the 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 complaining was like, I've been wanting to get married since I was 15,
Why?
because that's what girl what I
She
what I
whatever
found in
whatever
my
whatever
life.
reason whatever reason she has for wanting to get married, those are her fucking reasons. I think the point
Right.
that we're all agree with is like that shouldn't be the goal. Like it
No.
But
shouldn't
but
be.
but what happens is women, when they find their person or the person they think is the right person, they want all the things at that time, whether or not that
Well, I
man
mean,
is ready to commit to those things or capable of delivering those things at that time.
that it's just a matter of managing one's own expectations.
Yeah, but we don't teach that.
Man, I'm tired of
No.
being right.
That's not taught, right?
Uh,
And I'm like,
no, it isn't.
the
You're right.
and being a person who's divorced, I'm like, the paperwork don't guarantee you shit.
That's right. I'll tell you that for
Mhm.
nothing. I'm the
You
expert. I'm the pro.
so I'm like, because I got in the comments and I was just trying to say, look, the girl's faulty because she ended a successful relationship because she didn't get a ring, opposed to the guy's committed to you. He's doing all the things a committed person does, so you shouldn't be complaining or crying about anything, and just wait until that person feels the time is right for them to do what you want them to do. Because she going on, is like, he talks about having kids with me, he talks about buying a home with me. So if he's talking about future endeavors of those sorts, those are binding things, are a little bit more binding than fucking wedding ring. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right.
You know how hard it is to split a house? Do you know how hard it is to split a kid?
Look, man. Look. The vagina wants
I
what the
do.
vagina wants.
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
just difficult and painful
The
and
vagina
emotionally
wants what the
taxing.
vagina wants. So
It does.
just fucking
Well, I
yeah.
tried to explain in the comments that men and women are on two different schedules in that space, and I'm like,
Right.
they've been together for 17 years, but they're only in their early 30s. she wants what she wants because her clock is ticking, but she's not gonna find somebody within the next 3 years who's gonna marry her, right?
Mhm.
Uh, where that dude is getting to the point where he's going to get married.
Well, she's not going to find anyone near her age that'll want to marry her, but I guarantee you, someone in their mid 40s to mid 50s will want to fucking
Well,
marry her.
what I'm saying, like it, but it's the development stage, right? I got to know you, meet you, get to know you well enough.
Yeah, but
So she,
she's still got a good 10 fertile years from 30 to
no,
40.
no,
She's
but
still
I'm
got a
saying,
good 10
he,
fertile years.
here's where women, here's where women
Write down
fail.
a write
If
down a
she,
brass fucking tax.
if she was a proactive dater,
Yeah.
if she was number one, she ain't never been in a dating scene, right?
Oh man, she's already fucking up.
Yeah. So
Like I
so
said,
this
look, like
this
I
is just
said,
like
man,
my
write down
co
a brass
just
fucking
just like
tax.
my
Look, she's got 10 good years of fucking and breeding. That's it.
no, but but it's just like
That's what
my
gets us
coworker.
canceled.
It's just like my coworker who passed away, who was getting back in the game in her early 50s. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And having weird expectations and not knowing how to deal and not having the experience that all the other people who are still in the pool have, right?
yeah,
So I'm like, she got to get acclimated to the water. She has to be and she might come off too desperate because she wants this thing. So she might, she ain't been manipulated yet. She ain't been played and toyed with yet. There's
yeah.
a lot of things she ain't did yet. So it might not be a fast catch after then, right? But when dudes decide that they want to get married, they take the best available talent around. Like I've heard women say this
Okay.
story
What
a
do you
lot.
mean by talent? Or would you like to use a different word?
No, it's the best possible talent.
Okay, what do you mean by talent?
It's like you're recruiting a team. You look for the best
No, no,
possible talent
right.
you
But
can get on your team
talented how?
in all the ways that you find desirable.
And what are those?
It could be the looks, it could be her character, it could be her cooking, it could be her nurturing nature. It could be, all the size of her booty, all of those things.
I was just gonna say her titties.
I'm not a big titty. Well, I'm a big titty guy, but I'm not a big titty guy. You know what I'm saying?
That makes no sense,
Like
but all right.
ass is a requirement, titties aren't.
I get it.
I like big titties, but they're not a requirement.
I get it.
Ass is, you know. Um, so what was I saying before that?
Talents.
Yeah.
Talented.
So yeah, best available time. When a dude decides, so like similar to this girl, right? She been with this dude for this long amount of time. She breaks up with him. A year from now, he's gonna be in marriage zone, and he's whatever girl he's dating that seems like she'll be the best possible wife to him. He's going to marry. She might not be as cute as the ex girlfriend, or not have some of the other things that she might think is better than her, but he'll be with her. And I've seen this story told many a times by a lot of women. Like he married this girl, she was fatter than me. He married this girl, she was uglier. She married this girl and she didn't have no education, or a multitude of things where they say the original girlfriend was better than the person that he actually married, right? And that's
What,
because
superficially?
in whatever ways the women like to grade themselves, right?
Hmm.
Superficially.
But that's what it
Right.
is. Like when he was ready to marry, he's like, okay, I'm starting a team. Who can I pick from? You the best talent. You want to do this? Yes. And then he go get married. Now, if the girl would wait until he's like you in the pocket and you wait, then boom. Now have been stories of women who stayed with a dude and he dumped her and then married somebody else because she wasn't marriage material and he was just holding on until he was ready to jump off. So it is risk involved, but you got to read signs sometimes.
Right.
But every girl I know, when they
Signals.
find a dude they like and love, they want to get married. They want to have his babies. They start going raw. You know what I'm saying?
They do? They
No.
don't go raw just from the get-go?
We talking about other people's lives, not mine.
I mean, you said it. I was talking about me personally, but hey, you said it. I'm just kidding.
All right.
Don't be a fool. Wrap your tool, everybody. Come on now.
Hey, fellow pirates, come and listen what I say. The captain is a tyrant and I no longer obey. I'm sick of taking orders from the madman in command. So let's drop him on an island and leave him in the sand. Cause it's a mutiny. It's a mutiny. It's a mutiny.